Hello and welcome to April's Jigsaw TBR. I'm so excited. I love filming these. They're so fun. So, if you don't know how this game works, this is my TBR game. It chooses what I read for the month, and it's a jigsaw puzzle game. And what I do is I have this board that I put these little circles are prompts, and I need to fill up the board with more prompts. There are 16 prompts on the board. I roll a 12-sided die, and I have a physical one this time. Isn't that exciting? And I multiply that number by 10, and that's how many minutes I work on my puzzle. So here are my puzzles. I'm doing the Little Mermaid one today. So that's exciting. And whatever, at the end of the time limit, whatever prompts are not covered by my puzzle, I have to fill with books. So that's how it works. I am participating in a couple readathons this month, which I'm really excited for. I'm very excited for April. It's also my birthday month, so that's exciting too. But I'm participating in Realm of the Readathon, that's what it's called, Realmathon, hosted by Covers with Cassidy, and I am on Team Serene, which is the team that's going to win. It's the best team, and our subgenre is whimsical fantasy, so I'm going to hopefully get a bunch of whimsical fantasy books on this TBR so I can get lots of points. And the other readathon I'm participating in is the Magical Readathon, hosted by G from Book Roast, which is so cool. It's like a fantasy, they're both fantasy world. Both of the readathons are the creators created fantasy worlds for them, which is really cool. And if you know how the Magical Readathon works, you create a character, and that character has a calling, and you have to read books to like take classes because you're at this magical school. And my character Ellie, some of you know Ellie if you're watching my old D&D friends, it's Ellie, and she's going to be a demonologist. And so I have to read, I think, 6 books for that. I'm also potentially participating in the Magical Hopathon hosted by Rachel Karras, but that I'm just going to fit books that I read anyway into those prompts like at the end afterwards, so I'm kind of cheating, but it's okay. Anyway, those are the 3 readathons. 2 that I'm going to focus on this video are Realmathon and Magical Readathon, and the way that I'm going to make this game a little bit easier for myself is that the prompts that I'm going to be putting on the board today are specifically, can you see that? Magical Readathon or Realmathon prompts. So I have all of the Magical Readathon prompts that I have to do for my calling, Demonologist calling, and then I have a couple of the higher scoring, higher point value Realmathon prompts. So there's no guarantee that I'll get those prompts, but that'll make fitting things into readathons a little bit easier. The other thing that's going to make this game a little bit easier for me this month is that I successfully completed my March TBR, which is insane because I only got half an hour last month, and I got 10 prompts. I had 10 books, and I only had 3 weeks to read them because I did it late because of thesis deadlines. And one of them I am intentionally rolling over into April, and that is In an Absent Dream, my reread, because I decided to reread the entire Wayward Children series in April. And I'm not counting that as a fail because it did it on purpose. And there are 2 books that I'm in the middle of, but I have a lot of reading time today, so I'll finish at least one of them today and probably the other one tomorrow, and I'm calling it a win. So I've decided, I haven't won yet this game, I haven't won, but I won this time, and I decided that what I'm going to do as my reward is that I'm going to flip a coin. I realized I didn't get a coin. I'm going to need to do that. I'm going to flip a coin, and if it lands on heads, I get to roll the die twice and take whichever I prefer, and if I land on tails, then I get to double up 2 prompts into 1 book, because those are the 2 rewards I could think of. So let me get a coin and I'll flip it for you and we'll see which reward I'm taking. Oh, my wallet's right here. I can just get a coin from here. What's it gonna be? It's a quarter. I have a lot of coins in here. I should take those out. Okay, I'm gonna flip it on my board and then I'll show you. It is Oh, it's an Ellis Island coin, 2017. Anyway, that's tails. Can I show you? You believe me, it's tails. So that means I get to double up. I was kind of hoping for the roll twice, but I get to double up, so that's exciting. And now, is there anything else I need to say? I said how the game works. I talked about readathons. I talked about last month. I feel like I talked really fast, but that's okay. Oh my god, it's been 5 minutes. Maybe I didn't talk that fast. I just talked a lot. Yeah, let's roll our die. I'm so excited that I have a physical die now. I remembered to grab it. Okay. I'm nervous. 10. 10. That's 100 minutes. That's more than an hour and a half. That's awesome. Okay, we got an hour and 40 minutes. Oh, the other part of the rules that I didn't say is that I do the edge first before I start the timer. So I put the prompts on the board, do the edge of the puzzle, start the timer, and then I do the rest of the puzzle because the edge doesn't cover any of the prompts, and that takes like a while. So we're just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna listen to one of my books I haven't finished from my March TBR, which is The Other Black Girl. I'm gonna listen to that while I'm doing my puzzle. You'll see it on a time lapse. Let's go. So as you saw, I finished my puzzle, which means I probably need to go down to a different, like an 8-sided die or a different system. I'll think about it. But I finished my puzzle and it took me like 97 minutes. But my limit was 100, so I did it. That means I have no JIGSAW TBR, which is kind of disappointing. I really wanted some prompts, but I'll go through my magical readathon TBR and then some other books that I'm like whimsical fantasy books that I want to read for Realmathon. So, as I said at the beginning, I really am disappointed. So I need to figure out how to get, because I don't want less than 30 minutes, but I guess I don't want more than 90 minutes. So I need to figure out, I'll figure something out. So, my magical readathon TBR, to become a demonologist, I have to take Elemental Studies, which is a book under 100 pages, and I'm going to read Galatea by Madeline Miller. I have to take Shape-Shifting, which is a creature with claws on the cover, and I'm going to read Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, which is bonus, a whimsical fantasy. There's a cat on the cover, and cats have claws, so it counts. I have to take Spells and Incantations, which is a book of short stories or essays, and I really didn't know what to read for this because I didn't really have any on my TBR. So I just looked sorted Libby by short stories and scrolled until I found something interesting, and I found The Souvenir Museum. I don't remember who it's by, but it sounded good, so I'll read it. I have to take Conjuration, which is a source of light on the cover, and I'm going to reread Keeper of the Lost Cities, which is a fun middle grade whimsical fantasy that I really liked when I first read it, so we'll see. I know it's controversial on BookTube, whether people like it, so we'll see what I think. For Demonology, it is a book with the word shadow in the title, and this was really hard to find because the books that I was interested in when I searched shadow on Storygraph all had holds on Libby, so I couldn't get any of those, but I ended up with a horror book called The Shadows that seems creepy, and I don't know, I think I saw someone else, I can't remember who, someone else is reading this for this prompt as well. And then my last class is Lore, and I have to read a mythology-inspired book, and I'm going to read The Penelopead by Margaret Atwood. I enjoyed The Handmaid's Tale, and I think that this is going to be interesting, so I'm going to read that. And then the other books that I am intending to read, hopefully for Realmathon, are, I'm going to hopefully reread the entire Wayward Children series. I am going to try to read The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, because that's another whimsical fantasy that sounds good. Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, I want to read. Amari and the Night Brothers is another middle grade, I can't remember who it's by, but it'll be up on the screen. Another middle grade whimsical fantasy, people love it, so I'm really excited about that. And then other books that Libby Holds just came in, so I'll read this month, are The Maid, which is a thriller, and Delilah Green Doesn't Care, which is a sapphic romance by Ashley Herring Blake, who wrote a couple good middle grades that I've enjoyed. So, that's my TBR. The Jigsaw thing did not work out for me. Well, I guess it did. I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I guess it shows that my game is kind of broken, because I didn't even roll the highest number. And it also depends how hard the puzzle is, and this was a pretty easy one. But, yeah, if you're good at, like, figuring things out math-wise, and you want to leave a comment with, like, because I have access to any number roller, any number side, any die that exists, I probably have access to it. So I just need some combination of, like, how I can multiply whatever number I get so that it, like, gives me something between 30 and 90 minutes. Because, yeah, I don't know. We're trying our best here. I guess I could just do an 8-sided die and re-roll if I get a 1 or a 2. Maybe I'll do that. But then in February I got a 7 and I only covered half of the thing. So it depends how hard the puzzle is. I don't know. We're figuring out how this game works together. It's gonna be fine. But yeah, that's my TBR. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm excited to get to reading all of these fun whimsical fantasies and studying for my demonology calling and getting points for Serene. I'm really excited. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment and tell me that, I don't know, tell me something. Okay. Bye.